One of the most common problems that I see when it comes to messaging is people pick things that sound good and they rhyme and they alliterate and all this kind of cool stuff, but they forget actual basic level of human understanding. And that's what we're talking about in today's episode 684 of the Daily Sales Message podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. So yes, with my work at Clear Sales Message, my first port of call is to understand the problem that you solve, the person you're solving it for, and then your process of fixing it and your solution. Then we use wordplay to make it sound jazzy and cool and memorable. A problem that I see a lot of people have is they jump straight to, oh look, if we can just alliterate, if we can just make it rhyme, that'd be great. But then you lose the actual meaning. You lose the actual meaning of the thing. So when you're creating messaging, I urge you to go for basic level of human understanding first of all. And to give you an example, my first ever tagline, as it were, my memory hook, I think they call it, at BNI when I did networking many years ago, was, you know what you sell, I know how to sell it. Now there's nothing wordplay-y about that at all, but it got the job done. People understood it and it got me business, which is important. So that's where you need to start, is basic level of understanding. And then from there, when you get into the world of wordplay, it's a tongue twister, then it can get really exciting. So here are a couple of my go-to things that I use. I've alluded to alliteration. There we go. That's alliteration in and of itself. So when the first letter of the word is the same, so Barry bangs Brian's bins or something like that. It's funny, they're random things you think of, isn't it, in the spot? But because it all begins with B, that's alliteration. That can help things to be more memorable, but also to be more, it's called mellifluous. And something that's mellifluous is pleasant to hear and pleasant to say. Sometimes you'll get those words, and it sounds really weird, but I know you're going to relate to me on this, or some of you, at least some of you weirdos. It feels nice to say the word. It's like, oh, that's a nice word. I like that. So that's mellifluous. So alliteration is the first one. The second one, and they don't all begin with A, but it's acrostics. And you would have done this at school. You would have written an acrostic poem, usually your name. So for me, James, and it would have been James down the page like this. And then James is amazing. So each letter stands for something. It spells the word James, but it's a description of me. So the acrostic is a memory system where we take a word and each letter of that word means something. An acronym is different. So an acronym is BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. It's just the first letter and it doesn't spell a word. When it spells a word, that makes it an acrostic. And the main one that I use is CLEAR. In Clear Sales Message. That's how do I know something is clear? There are 5 things we're looking for, and just pay attention to the starting letter of all these things, right? So it's client focused, it's logical, it's engaging, it's accurate, and it's results driven. So that spells the word clear. That's an acrostic. So we've got alliteration where everything starts with the same letter, an acrostic where it spells a word and we can use it as a memory system. The word has to be short. It can't be radiator or something really long, and it can't be completely random. I see this all the time. Like, just remember our amazing system for doing blah blah blah. It's called shovel. It's like, great, it's spelled the word, but the word is nothing to do with the thing. That's interesting. I'm not going to remember it now. The final one, because I've got to keep this episode short, but wordplay is something I could talk about all day, every day, non-stop, is something that's known as anaphora. And you see politicians do this. Trust me to do this. Trust me to do that. Trust me to do that. When you have what's known as repetition of clause, so the same thing said again, but slightly differently. So trust me on taxes, trust me on this, and trust me on that. The trust me part, the repetition of that makes it more memorable, and that's called anaphora. So those are a couple of my go-to. There's over 30 different wordplay strategies and structures you can use, but trust me, it's all meaningless, it's all worthless unless you get that basic level of human understanding to begin with, or as I like to call it, a clear sales message. Right, thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, in episode 685, we're going to talk about what your income depends upon. So how much you sell to people depends on this particular thing. We'll talk about that and how you can maximize that in tomorrow's episode. In the meantime, if you haven't already, please hop on over to LinkedIn. You'll find me there, James Newell, Clear Sales Message. Shoot me a DM. Let me know what you like about the podcast and anything you might wish me to cover in a future episode. That's it for this one. I'll catch you tomorrow.